Hi everyone, let's continue econometric series. And in econometric series, we would discuss about today what is the difference between measurement and scaling. So first of all, we would understand what is the meaning of measurement. So measurement means assigning number to the objects being measured according to certain pre-specified rules. So those are pre-specified rules we have decided. So we are just assigning numbers. But assignment process should be isomorphic. That is, there should be one-to-one correspondence between the numbers and the amount of characteristics being measured. So we will understand through scaling, because scaling is an extension of measurement. Because measurement is a broader term and scaling is a narrower term. That is the part of measurement. So scaling involves creating a continuum upon which measures objects are located. That is, measurement is done on a continuum. So I had taken an example of, suppose you want to measure the satisfaction level of customers towards SpiceJet Airlines or any airlines. And a scale of 1 to 5 is used for this purpose. So let's say this one is the 1 is representing very dissatisfied and 5 is very satisfied. So 1 to 5 scaling. So there are some types of measurement scales. Like number 1 is nominal scale. Those we are using when at the time of questionnaire people are filling. So such kind of scales that we are going to use. But before using these scales, we should have clear idea about what is nominal scale, what is ordinal scale, what is interval scale and ratio scale, and which scale we are going to use to measure what kind of analysis. So nominal scale means a nominal scale is a figurative labeling scheme in which numbers serve only as labels or tags for identifying or classifying the objects. In this measurement scheme, any object which is assigned a higher number is in no way superior to the one which is assigned a lower number. There is a strict one-to-one correspondence between the number and object. And here is when used to classification purpose in nominally scale. Number served as label for categories. For example, we will talk about, let's say there are 9 players are playing or 11 players team is there in the cricket team, and we have assigned to a person who is playing at the first position, but he is wearing jersey. That is number is 9 or number is 8, right? So that means it doesn't mean this 9 number means that player is at the 9th position. Even this player is playing at the first position. So means it is just a number. In a register for the students, we can understand like that. Suppose I'm taking attendance of the students and I have one register and 1 to 60 students are in my class. So 1 to 60 means, let's say one student on the first number, second number, third number, roll number is first, second, third and so on. So it doesn't mean the student's name is written on the first position. That means he is the topper of the class or he is the number 1 position student. It is just a roll number assigned to him or the last roll number assigned to other person. Same thing as which of the following categories do you belong? Upper class, upper middle class, lower middle class, and lower class. And we just assigned a number 1, 2, 3, 4. But ordinal scale is the contrary of the nominal scale. There is the comparison. There is the order, right? There is the ranking. Suppose this is the 1 to 60 students roll list I have. And as per midterm marks or end term examination marks, those I had collected, right? So on the basis of this, I can convert this list into ascending order, descending order on the basis of the marks. So that is known as ordinal scale. Right, means this student is on the first position and the second position this is student. And what is the difference between first position marks holder and the second position marks holder? So an ordinal scale is the ranking scale in which numbers are assigned to objects to indicate their relative positions with respect to the characteristic they possess. This measurement scheme tells us whether an object has more or less of the characteristics than some other objects, but not how much more or less. Thus, the scale indicates indicate relative position and not the difference between the magnitude of the characteristic of the object. The difference of the score on the scale has no meaningful interpretation. So I hope this thing is clear. And this is the one of the example. Rank the following attributes while choosing a restaurant for dinner. So the most important attributes may be ranked 1, the next important may be ranked 2, and so on. So all those things, let's say for this restaurant, we had given many varieties at the first position, then the food quality second position, and ambience third, prices are 4, and service are 5. So in that way, we have done ranking. But interval scale is something different. Interval scale, that means it is assumed that respondent is able to answer the question on a continuum scale with an arbitrary origin. Arbitrary origin means there is arbitrary zero. Though ratio scale would be worked on as the real zero, right? But there is the arbitrary origin. So in an interval scale, numerically equal distance on the scale represent equal amount of characteristics being measured, and the difference between any two adjacent scale values is identical to the difference between any other two adjacent value. There is a constant or equal interval between the scale values. Let's understand with the example of this. How likely are you to buy a new designer carpet in the next 6 months? So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means that is the equal difference, right? Interval scale, equal difference. So 1, 2, 3, or suppose we are using this scale 0, 1, 2, 3. So that means we are measuring arbitrary zero. So this is the just we want to measure the difference. Very unlikely 1, unlikely 2, neutral 3, and but here is 2 is representing neutral. But in this case, 0 is representing neutral. So it doesn't matter. It is just because we want to measure satisfaction level of the person, and in number could be anything, but it is representing the same meaning. So you can understand scale A, scale B, scale C. They are explaining same meaning, but number is different. So that is interval scale. So how important is price to you while buying a car? So here's the least important. Unimportant here is you have taken 5 point Likert scale. And last one is the ratio scale. So ratio scale is the basically it is from absolute zero. Means, for example, I would ask to someone, what is your weight? So if he is saying 65 kg, so I can understand 65 kg is weight, right? I would ask to another person, because that belongs to real zero. So when I absolute zero, so when I would ask to another student, what is your weight? So he said कि my weight is 75 kg. So I can say 75 kg is heavier than 65 kg, right? If I would ask someone, so what is your body temperature? If somebody says 98 point something, so that means a normal temperature. But if somebody says I have 101 temperature, so that means he is having fever. So absolute zero is working, right? What is your height? Same way, if the 6 feet height is taller than 5 feet height. So ratio scale is there. So ratio scale possesses all the properties of a nominal, ordinal, and interval scale. In this scale, there is a natural origin called 0 point. Therefore, the ratio of the measurement scores has a meaningful interpretation. So how much have you spent to each of these stores during the last 3 months? So you can see here 1200, 4000, 00, 1850, 0. So that means when we have scored this table, so we can say 7,000, this rupees spent, 7,000 is the highest amount in this table that is spent on EasyTip. Right. Second highest 4,375 that is spent on Pig Bazaar. Right. So in that way, that is ratio scale is working on the absolute zero. So let me give you all comparative scales. Nominal, number assigned to the runners. Let's say 3 runners are there. So just a number, right? So first, second, and third, we had given them. Maybe anybody would be like third number who has got the third number tag, and he's on the, let's say he's on the first position. So ordinal is ranking order of the winners, first, second, third. So third one is on the first position, who has got the tag first one number, so he has got the second position, and so on. Interval means performance rating on a first to 7 scale. Let's say he had scored 6, 4, and 2. So interval scale means what is the difference in between these two? First and second position holders, those having this difference, 6 and 4, and the second and third, they have this difference. And ratio means time to finish, let's say absolute zero. So this person had finished his race 15.2 second, right? And this one is the 21.8, and this one is the 30.4 second. So he has finished this race. And this is the final table. Why do we need nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio scale? Because here is on the basis of if we had collected data on the nominal scale, so only these tests we can apply. Right, descriptive, percentage mode, and chi-square and binomial test, inferential, statistics we can apply. But ordinal, if we will talk about percentile and median, we can apply for descriptive, and rank order, correlation, Friedman, and ANOVA, we can apply for inferential statistics. And interval, if we will talk about, so temperature, attitude, range, mean, standards, these we can apply for the descriptive. And product movement, right? And ratio scale, if we will talk about, so geometric mean, harmonic mean, that would be for the descriptive purpose we can use. And other, all those things, coefficient of variation, regression, other things, means ratio scale, we can apply any statistical analysis, right? And but nominal and ordinal, there is some limited statistical analysis we can perform. So I hope this video would be helpful to you. You can understand interval scale, ordinal scale, and nominal scale and ratio scale. I hope that is clear to you. So keep watching and stay tuned.